Hey, how you doing? Another bitch blog here. Today I'd like to talk to you about. Oh, hold on, just 1 second, please. Hello? Yeah, yeah, I'm doing another bitch blog. Mm-hmm. Really? Oh, that's fascinating. Really? Okay, so you're just going through the checkout now, and you'll be home soon. Oh, okay, great. Glad to hear it. Yep. Mm-hmm. Actually, I wasn't really on the phone, but this is what the bitch blog is about. It's about being on the cell phone at inappropriate times, mainly when you're in the store or in public. I cannot stress enough how annoying, irritating, rude, and disrespectful it is when you are gabbing on your phone in public in a store, especially when you're in a store which is, fairly closed in quarters. You have little aisles and you're at the checkout and whatever, you're around other people, especially to the clerk or cashier. There are times when people, I'd have to say 75% of people that are on their cell phone that come through my checkout line will not make any contact with me at all. They'll make no eye contact. They will not say hi. They will not say thank you. They won't even ask how much it is. And me, I'm just so annoyed that they're on their cell phone. I won't even say hi or acknowledge them or anything. We will go through an entire 2-minute transaction and not make one single pass of words. Nothing. I do have to say, though, for you people that do that are on your cell phone and will not even acknowledge me, you have most likely paid too much for your purchase. Now, I would never do anything unethical. However, one of my major questions when I do speak to people is, do you have your customer card? Because with your customer card, you will get the sale prices. You don't use your customer card, no sale price. So there are a lot of people, they're on their cell phone, and since they have not acknowledged me, I'm not about to acknowledge them. I wouldn't want to interrupt their conversation. That would be rude. And so therefore, if something's on sale and they haven't given me their card, they're not getting the sale price, and they've now paid too much. And if they weren't on their cell phone, I would have asked them politely, do you have your customer card that you'd like me to scan for you today? Now, there are exceptions to this, okay? I can understand if you have, let's say, a big business executive. For instance, I used to work closely with the CEO of my former company that I worked at, and I knew he was a busy man. He was on the phone all the time. He would not walk in and start doing his grocery shopping, though, while he was on the phone. Would he run in the store, grab a pack of gum or a soda or a water? Yes, he would. So if I see a business executive in a three-piece suit talking on his cell phone about some great big deal that's going down, and he's grabbing just a pack of gum or soda, fine. But you know what? A business executive should also have enough common sense to at least give me a wink, put his hand over the phone and just say, how much? Nod his head thank you as he's leaving, something like that. That's it's just polite, it's respectful, it's courteous. But most people that are on their cell phones in the store, they're not business executives in three-piece suits. They are your average everyday person dressed anywhere from pajamas to business casual attire, and sometimes they're talking about something important. Most of the time they're talking about fluff. It's drama. It's blah 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 blah. That's what they're talking about. That's what's so important, that they can't take the phone away from their ear. Now, I'll tell you this, and this is the God's honest truth. I can't speak for the women in my family, but I can speak for the men, my brother and I. My brother and I believe, and this was before either one of us really had bumped into this in retail, but we believe that you don't talk on the phone when you are conducting a transaction of any kind. It's just rude, it's irritating, it's disrespectful, and it's not warranted. It's unnecessary. The world is not going to come to an end if you put the phone down for two minutes. It's really not going to happen. Try it sometime. Trust. So, Okay, I'm on the phone with my brother. Two things I can tell you. Number one, if he needs to run into a convenience store for a pack of cigarettes or a soda or a frappuccino or whatever he wants, he will actually say to me when he's walking in the store, hey, can you hold on just a minute? I got to run in the store. Now, we both wear Bluetooth earpieces, so he'll still keep the call going, and I'll still hear everything, but he won't be talking to me. He will be paying full attention to what he's doing and to the clerk that he's speaking with. When he exits the store, then he says, okay, and we'll resume the conversation. Now, every day he needs to go to the bank for his job to drop off a deposit. The deposit's all set. He literally just has to walk into the bank, hand it to the clerk, wait for the teller to complete the transaction, and hand him a receipt. There really doesn't even need to be an exchange of words at all. He could be on his cell phone the whole time if he wanted to be. But he actually won't even put me on hold. He will say, all right, I'm going into the bank now. Let me call you back in 5 minutes. He will end the conversation, call me back in 5 minutes. And there's never an argument. It's the way it should be. Now, on my end, again, if I'm wearing my Bluetooth earpiece in the car, which I do all the time, I do not use the handset, I use the headset. If I'm going into a store, I will do the same thing. Doesn't matter who it is. Hey, can you hold on just a minute? I need to make a purchase. It only takes a minute. And I've never had a single person get mad at me for it. Not one. Everyone understands. Okay, no problem. And the other thing is, before there were the Bluetooth headsets, when you could drive in the car using your handset, if I was coming up to a convenience store, get a pack of smokes or a soda or something, I would actually tell my caller, hey, could you hold on for a minute or two? I'll be right back. No one ever had a problem. And if they did, they'd say, oh, well, if you're going to be a couple of minutes, just call me back. Okay. But what I would do is I would put the person on hold, I'd put the phone down on the passenger seat next to me, get out of the car, lock the car, go in, make my purchase, come back out of the car, start it, pick the phone back up off the passenger seat. Okay, thanks for holding, I'm back. And we resume our conversation. That's it. That's all it took. No one was mad. No one died. Everyone was cool. There's no reason. None. If your conversation is that important, then you should be at home focusing on that conversation and not out doing other stuff. Especially considering with people are so scatterbrained today, myself included, that no one can focus on multiple tasks. It's very difficult. Some people may think they can multitask, but when you see the end result of all the multitasking, you're like, yeah, you shouldn't have been multitasking. It didn't work out too well. You know, so that's it. That's it. It's talking on the phone is unnecessary, and if it is that necessary, do it on your own time. Especially, you know, maybe if it's not being disruptive to the clerk, you know, or disrespectful to the clerk, but people that talk in stores, in public, they don't quiet down and they don't watch what they say. Everyone is hearing their business. And everyone's hearing the curse words and the yelling and everything. I've actually had to tell people in my store, this one woman was on the phone, and she was letting her man have it. And the F word was flying. And there were other customers in the store. I had to walk right up to her and say, enough. And she gave me a dirty look. She gave me a dirty look. She was the one being trashy, and I get the dirty look. Well, so, but you know, you're in a store, and you know, and me working in a store, I've realized this. You're in an aisle talking, you have no clue who's over in the other aisle, who can hear you perfectly fine, and you have no idea, because they're not saying a word. It's like you know, it's like being in a maze. You don't know if someone's on the other side of the wall or not. But you don't know if there's a child that's in, if you're looking at frames and toys are in the aisle over, you don't know that your phone conversation that you're having, that this child is picking up every word, or an elderly person, or somebody else on a cell phone conversation. But I will tell you this, I have picked up my cell phone in a store if a call's come through. But this is how I handle it. Either A, I ask, is this important? If it's not, can I call you back in 10 minutes when I'm done in the store? B, if it is important, is it something quick? Is it real quick? Can we take care of it now? C, if it's really that important, I'm going to find myself a little private area of the store away from other people, and I'm going to lower my voice. In fact, my friends and family can attest to this. I've been in a store. My mother will say to me, I can't hear you. Where are you? And I'll say, I'm in a store. It's my business what I'm talking about. I don't want everyone else to hear my business. It's none of their business, just like their conversations are none of mine. Well, that's it. That's my ranting and raving this evening. I hope that there's some people that watch this that will learn from what I've said, maybe think about things for a minute, maybe change their ways, because we all need to be nice to one another, and maybe you don't see anything wrong with it because everyone else does it, but talking on your cell phone in public is just not nice.